Welcome to NASCAST 500, the only NASCAR podcast that doesn't bow down to Three Stooges, our boss, the geeks of the industry, and Kim Jong-un. I'm Elizabeth Moxley, and I'm joined by...
Adam Hamm.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, what's going on?
We have no idea where Phil is, so we're going to start without him. There's a lot of news coming in from the NASCAR for the past 2 weeks. Let's get started. There's crew chief swaps in 2015. Let's start with that. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Greg Ives, Casey Kane and Keith Rotten, Carl Edwards and Darian Grubb, Kyle Busch and Adam Stevens, Denny Hamlin and Dave Rogers, Kurt Busch and Tony Gibson, Danica Patrick and Daniel Noss, Jay McMurray and Matt Hall, which we'll discuss him in a bit. Martin Truex Jr. will be with Cole Pearn. Donnie Wingo will be with Gillian. Jeremy Bullins will call for Ryan Blaney. And Derek Finley will be with Reagan. And on the Roush side, Bob Osborne will be with Trevor Bayne, and Ricky Stenhouse will be with Nick Sandler. No relation to Adam.
Yeah, I mean, this whole crew chief thing, it was kind of a blur. It was kind of weird seeing Osborne's name come up, and I'm like, for the past month or 3 months or so, I'm thinking, who is going to be Bane's crew chief? And then it was announced today that it's going to be Bob Osborne, and Bob hasn't been in NASCAR for 2-3 seasons, and because of his health issues, he wasn't even on the 99 for like 5 to 6 races. And then after 2012, he left NASCAR, and I figured he wouldn't be back. And then I read the news, and I'm like, ooh, that's cool. And I was always a big fan of Bob Osborne when he was with Carl Edwards, when they nearly won the title. Well, they should have won the title in '08, 9 wins, all that. And see him come back in NASCAR is pretty cool. He's a cool personality. With Richard getting another crew chief, that's not really a surprise because he's been in Cup for 3 full seasons, has 3 different crew chiefs. I wonder why. Maybe because nobody can stand working with that puke stain for more than its 1 season. I mean, Mike Kelly lasted for 1 season. Scott Graves lasted for 1 season. Now, I guarantee this guy is going to be gone by the end of the year. He's going to go somewhere else. And then, Richard's going to have another crew chief again in 2016. I guarantee it. The situation with the front row, that's kind of interesting with Wingo leaving the Wood Brothers to go to the 38. That's pretty cool, but it's also kind of weird because I really wouldn't figure that he'd be in that position. Jeremy Bullins going to the 21. He was in the Nationwide series for many years, and he was with Penske in the 22 side with Brad Logano, Blaney, and others. So to see him step up and help out. How about Blaney? It's pretty cool. Derek Finley. Well, a lot of people don't know Finley. He was a crew chief on the 22 in the Caterpillar car for Scott Wimmer and Dave Blaney back in the day, and now he went somewhere else. Don't really know where he went, and now he's back in the 34. So it's pretty cool to see him there. Then the whole crew chief situation with Gibbs, we already discussed it on the last NASCAST show. I don't really know how Edwards is going to do with Darian Grubb. Maybe he'll get a great season out of it. He might do something. Hamlin with Dave Rogers, that might go somewhere. It might not. Adam Stevens with Kyle, it's not really going to do anything. Kyle's just going to get his annual 1 win per season or 2 if he's lucky. And Kenseth staying with Radcliffe, so that's good. And the crew chief thing, there's a bit of a
somebody else. I gotta admit, they sure switch him with another driver. It's like the Hendrick thing back in like 2011.
Yeah, and look where that helped. It helped Junior actually get back into the chase after shitting on himself for 2 years, and then you have Gustafson and Gordon. They begin a big ass bond, and then they start winning and get into the chase, and they have a chance to even be contenders early on. And then with Martin and Lance McGrew, that really helped him. Not really. It didn't help Martin with his shit. But I don't know. We'll see what these crew chief swaps get them in 2015.
All right. Richard Childress, he got shot down in court. North Carolina court has ruled against Richard Childress Racing in its attempt to block former RCR engineer Matthew McCall from going to work as Jay McMurray's crew chief on the #1 Chip Ganassi racing with Felix Sabates Chevrolet at a NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. According to a report on CourthouseNews.com, RCR sought to block McCall's move, citing a 12-month non-complete clause in his contract should he resign. His request for a restraining order was denied. Plaintiffs have not shown at this time a likelihood of success on its claim that by accepting a crew chief position with Ganassi, defendant has become employed in a capacity identical or similar to that in which he participated while employed by the plaintiff, and therefore has breach of the employee contract. Judge Louis Bledsoe III ruled, adding that there's no evidence of misappropriation of trade secrets. Good. Good for the judge, because these non-complete clauses are a complete joke and should never be in contracts.
Yeah, it's also stupid that Childress is trying to get McCall banned from coming to the racetrack and being their crew chief. And I was reading about this on J-Ski. I'm like, Richard Childress is involved with Matt McCall. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So then I was reading up on it, and I'm like, you know, I respect Childress for what he's done as an owner. He's won 6 championships with Earnhardt. He's nearly won a couple with Harvick. Only thing I can't respect him for is bringing the 3 back for that little punk Austin Dillon. That's the only thing I don't respect him for. And this doesn't make me lose respect, but it just kind of makes me shake my head and say, why? What was the big deal? That's like the only time I've ever seen Childress embarrass himself and get shot down. You know, so. It's not only the court thing, it's the second court thing that we're hearing in NASCAR besides the Kurt Busch situation. We already know about that.
Yeah, which, by the way, if you want to go into that, the investigation sports the prosecutors, so there's going to be like a grand jury investigation, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, and this headline I keep saying that kind of makes me mad is saying happy ending unlikely in Kurt Busch situation. I'm like, gee, what a way to give a guy confidence. Awesome, thanks a lot for that. But this Childress McCall situation, it's just going to be blown. You know, no one's really going to care about it once we get to Daytona. Everyone's just going to think, oh, I forgot those two were battling with each other in court. I forgot about that. So it's just one of those things where it chalks up into he said, she said bullshit, and that's basically all you can chalk it down as.
Say, do you want to hear the rule changes for 2015?
Oh boy, I'm so ready.
No testing at any track except for NASCAR. Go to your tire test. Reduce horsepower to 725 with tailored spacer on all tracks. Yay! Real spoiler adjustment to 6 inches high. 2014 height, 8 inches. Woohoo! Sprint Cup cars will race in the rain or on road courses. Are you kidding me?
That's a fucking joke.
Optional driver adjustable track bar in the cockpit. Automated pit road officiating. Yay, NASCAR! Woohoo! Great job!
See, the more I hear these rule changes, the more I just think, okay, it's official. Brian France is literally paid to destroy NASCAR. Like, good fucking Christ. The rule changes I was really scared of last year, and I even said if Johnson wins the championship or if there's rule changes in 2015, I'm done. But I'm thinking, let's watch and see how bad this goes. And before, at the end of the year, Brian France is going to be like, oh, well, you know, we're going to change our rules, and we're going to give the cars more speed. And the thing I'm really going to laugh about is racing in the rain. I mean, we all saw how that panned out in Montreal a couple years ago. And Sprint Cup cars racing at Sonoma in the rain, yeah, not going to happen. You want to know why? Because it's June in California at a road course. Not going to happen. Only thing you'd probably see it at would be Watkins Glen. Watkins Glen on... Oh my god. Did you see how bad it's going to be? All these cars spinning, hitting each other. It's gonna be madness. It's gonna be fucking chaos when we get to Watkins Glen if it's raining. These rule changes are just fucking retarded. I mean, every year, France and Helton, they smoke a little crack and they're like, oh, dude, wonder what we can do to NASCAR to make it worse. And Helton's like, hey, dude, why don't we just get rid of some horsepower, make the cars slower? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the whole point of NASCAR was to go faster, not too fast, not too slow. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty slow when we get to Daytona. Instead of racing at 190, our top would be like what, 185? Yeah, that's gonna be fun as shit. Just fuck these rule changes. Brian France can go fuck himself. This is just terrible.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the 2006 I'm surprised there's no rule change for like Jimmy Johnson to Fucktard to win another championship.
It's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming. They're gonna find some way to rebound from their terrible season last year, 11th in points. I'm still laughing about the fact he didn't even fucking compete in the championship, and that's probably not gonna happen this year because NASCAR is gonna find some way to rig it so that piece of shit will have a chance to win races in the championship. It's coming.
All right. Speaking of Fucktard, he took a picture of himself on Twitter. His SUV ran out of gas. He says, "I got a little greedy. Thanks for the rescue." Apparently goes to like 7-Eleven to get gas and puts in like little buckets. Douchebag.
You know that the only reason he ran out of gas is because Chad wasn't massaging his balls, telling him, "Hey, you need to pit." I mean, this. Let me guess. This was a Fox Sports article, right?
No, NBC article. NBC
Oh my
Sports.
God, NBC! Wow, that's surprising. Figured it'd be Fix Sports because they like to suck Johnson's dick and then try to be pimps for Danica because that's all you see is Danica Johnson articles. I'm surprised there hasn't been more than what I thought. I think they're up to like 4 Fix Pack articles, and I predicted there'd be 6 by the time we get to Daytona. So there's still 2 more articles to go. I guarantee it. But yeah, it's pretty funny. But it's too bad we don't see him running out of gas every other track we go to. He should have ran out of gas in Michigan, but thanks to Austin Dillon,
He should have ran out of gas on the Interstate 87.
Oh my God! See, articles like this just make me think. Yeah, this is just proving to me that nobody really gives a shit what they write about it for NASCAR. They're just like, hey, as long as I get money.
All right. We got some serious article that we should definitely talk about. Steve Burns had an interview with NASCAR Illustrated. Talks about his fight with cancer. Let's see. He discovered his head and neck cancer recurrence back in the fall. He says it was same cancer. Doctors are shocked and stunned. They thought it was completely clear. The outpouring has been completely overwhelming me. If you read the article, this is basically like a goodbye because I think he's not going to make it in 2015.
You know, it's as much as I hate to admit it. You know, I've seen a picture of him, and it said I forgot what it said, and I'm like, holy fuck, he looks bad, and it's. I hate to admit it, but you're probably right. You know, I've been a big Steve Burns fan since I got into NASCAR. It's hard to imagine something like this would happen to such a cool dude like Steve Burns. You know, he's been in NASCAR for 6 years. He's been a part of TNN, NASCAR, NASCAR on Fox, a bunch of all these other stations, and he's just a cool dude. And when I heard about his cancer coming back in the fall, I was just like, God damn it! Like I thought he'd beat this. And you know, I really hope that somehow Steve can manage to pick up and pull through this because you know, NASCAR on Fox. On the pit road side, it's starting to get kind of stale already, even though Matt Yoakum's like the only survivor there. Dick Bergman's gone. Steve Burns isn't there anymore. You know, we really don't have much on pit road. Jamie Little, and, you know, she's hot and all, but, you know, she'll be like what she was at ESPN, an adult who kind of follows instructions but manages to screw them up during the race. You know, I haven't read the article about it, but I've seen pictures about a month or so ago or 2, and I saw pictures of Steve and what he looks like now with his cancer, and that look says it's not going to be long. It's going to be like a couple more months, and then Steve's gone, and I really hope that doesn't happen anytime soon because, you know, it'll be pretty heartfelt for me because I'm a Steve Burns fan, and I've liked him since I got into NASCAR full time, so hope Steve pulls through, but it doesn't look good.
All right, here's another sad news. Lucky the Sprint Experience is going to be pulled from all NASCAR tracks beginning 2015. Sprint, which announced earlier this week it would discontinue sponsorship of the Sprint Cup Series at the end of its current contract, will no longer host its 15,000 square foot Sprint Experience interactive display at the NASCAR tracks. Multiple sources confirmed to the Charlotte Observer and S Racing. The Sprint Experience is a 14,400 square foot interactive display that brings fans closer to the sport by offering custom interactive games, driver and celebrity appearances, participation in stage games, and the latest handsets and technology available from Sprint. Hospitality administration workers and others associated with transporting and operating the mobile display were informed that they will not be used next season, sources said. Fans took to social media in July to complain when Sprint first failed to bring the display to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Until the race, the experience has appeared at every racetrack on the schedule for 7 reasons. At this time, the company said it was focusing on markets most important to Sprint corporate priorities. Yeah, great job, Sprint.
Yep, I think it's just pretty much, hey, fuck you, we're leaving at the end of 2016, so we're taking this away from you, so go fuck yourself. That's basically what I'm getting from this. I mean, me, when I go to racetracks, the Sprint Experience really isn't on my list of to-do things when I go to the track. Like, when I go to the track, I want to buy some shirts, buy a hat, buy a diecast, whatever, but, you know, Sprint Experience not really a big deal for me. I could really give a fuck less because I really wasn't involved in it anyway. But there were times where I was like, oh, cool, Sprint Experience, whatever, but never really paid attention to it. To me, hearing the Sprint Experience isn't going to be back in 2015. It's basically Sprint flipping off all the NASCAR fans and saying, hey, we've been a sponsor for you guys for 7 years, so there you go. This is what you had fun. You had fun for 6 years, so for 7, you ain't getting shit. Have fun with that. That's, you know, it's basically a cop-out to the fans. I know there's other fans out there that actually like the experience, the Sprint Experience.
I actually enjoyed it when I went to Dover. It was not that bad.
Yeah, well, you know, when I go to California, or when I used to go to California, I used to see it a lot, but I never really got in there and paid attention to it. And same going to Las Vegas, and I saw the Experience, and I'm like, I don't really give a fuck. Speaking of Vegas, I'm going to the Cup race in March. We're just going to be a million times better than going to ACS, that's for sure. So it's good. That's going to be fun. But the Sprint Experience, I'm not really pissed that it's going away, but I'm pretty sure there's other fans that are going apeshit over this.
Okay. Well, NASCAR, the Hall of they have loans out. For the Hall of Fame. Apparently, they're verge of bankruptcy and they want their loan forgiven. Now, according to a report in a Charlotte Observer, the Hall is closing to reach an agreement to have 2 banks forgive a $19.1 million loan. Newspaper reported last Friday the members of the Charlotte City Council are set to hear about proposed amendments to such an agreement this Monday. Now, pardon me, but if the banks won't forgive me and Phil's student for our student loans, then the bank should not forgive the NASCAR Hall of Fame its loan. Sorry, I think Brian France should pay out the whole $19.1 billion.
Yeah, well, you know, Brian France, he's a stingy fuck. He only cares about wrecking NASCAR as opposed to making it better. And this is the first I'm hearing about the Hall of Fame news, and it sucks because the Hall of Fame is one of the biggest parts about NASCAR now. We have 4 years worth of inductees, and Richard Petty, Jaws, David Pearson, Dale Sr., all these other guys. And I would be kind of pissed if the Hall of Fame did close, because if I ever went to North Carolina, that'd be like one of the first things I'd go to would be the Hall of Fame and then the other race shops and whatever. But this is kind of surprising because I figured everything's going fine right now. I didn't really figure on the money situation, but hopefully the bank can forgive them so they can keep going. But or Brian France pays the $19.1 million, but you know, it's probably not going to happen with Brian France actually being nice to NASCAR and actually somewhat benefiting it instead of destroying it. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, Kyle Larson wins at the Winter Heat sprint car race on Saturday. Give it a second to load. Kyle Larson wins Saturday night Winter Heat Showdown sprint car feature. Hold on. Which before I go on, congratulations to Kyle and Kaylin for their birth of their son Owen. Great, that's the greatest Christmas present they ever got. NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Rookie of the Year Kyle Larson went to victory lane Saturday night in the Winter Heat Showdown Sprint Car featured at Copa Speedway in Somerton, Arizona. The victory came on the second of a 5-night series of events at the 3/8-mile dirt track. Larson took the lead from pollster Aaron Russell after he suffered a mechanical issue. It was not smooth sailing after that, however. Larson had to battle sprint car veteran Stevie Stiff and Danny Larski for the victory. This win came Larson's second win sprint car start since 2013. Luckily, his new son Owen was able to watch his father score for win from the comfort of the North Carolina home. Oh, what's that? Cute baby. Larson's dramatic win caught the attention of some of his NASCAR competitors, also watching the live stream of the event. Yeah. Hendrick Motorsports' Casey Kane finished 11th in Saturday night's feature, but will take part in the rest of the week's events. The Winter Heat Showdown continues on Tuesday, then resumes January 9th to 10th. Larson will not compete in the weekend's races due to Rolex 24 Daytona testing.
I'm glad for Larson because I'm a big Larson fan. I saw pictures of Larson winning at that dirt track, and it was cool. Any win Larson can get is a good one for us Larson fans. And I also want to say congratulations to the birth of this kid. I support Larson, so that's one of the things I support is him and Caitlin Sweet having their kid, and it's awesome. So it's also kind of weird going into this season. Larson's going to be credited as a dad, and he's like barely 2 years older than me. So it's cool to see that. Kane finishing 11th is surprising because I didn't really figure Kane would be much into racing dirt cars this early in the season. So good on Larson, glad he won, and hopefully he can get into Rolex 24 in the rest of Speed Weeks.
All right, Tommy Baldwin Wasteman's in the news. Baldwin may not run the number 36 full time. Tommy Baldwin Racing may not field its familiar 36 Sprint Cup Chevrolet on a full-time basis 2015, focusing instead on the team's 7 Chevy while forging a new partnership with J. Robinson Racing to keep the 36 in track. Multiple sources tell GodfatherSports.com that the negotiations are underway to campaign to 36 under the J. Robinson Racing banner for 2015, with TBR handling the fabrication and preparation for the 4 restrictor plate races at Daytona International Speedway and Talladega Speedway. That move, if finalized, will result in the layoff of approximately 8 TBR employees, all of whom have been invited to apply for positions at JRR's facility on Rollington Road in Mooresville, North Carolina. Bob will reportedly inform the team personnel on the move Monday, saying that the deal will be finalized later this week. Baldwin stressed today that he has no plans to sell TBR and is speak with a number of parties in an effort to improve the performance of the 36 team. Baldwin has made a total of 321 Sprint Cup Series starts since becoming a team owner in 2009, with the best finish at third at Talladega 2011, with driver Dave Blaney. Michael Annett ran the full 36 races schedule, and Baldwin set 7 pilot Flying J Chevy last season, finishing at 32nd in championship points. He's expected to return in 2015. Reed Source enjoyed the number 36 Chevy with 34th in the final standings. I have a bad feeling that TBR will be bankrupt within the next year.
Probably. I mean, don't get me wrong, Annette's a decent driver, but it's not really going to do much this year. Sorensen, I'm a big fan of him, but he didn't do shit last year, unfortunately. And the fact that they're not even running the 36 full-time under the TBR banner says kind of volumes of what's going to happen to the team. They could be gone by the end of this year, or they could be gone by 2016, and you never know. But this doesn't sound like a good idea to me. It sounds like it's basically opening up for the TBR closing. That's what I think. TBR is going to be open for, I'm going to estimate, another year or so, and then it'll be gone from NASCAR. It'll go the routes of all the other race teams that had come and gone in NASCAR, and no one really knows what happened to them, like Swan Racing. Swan Racing is not going to be around much longer.
I think they're not around anymore. I think they
they're not. I forgot about that. Yeah, they're not. I was stuck in last year mode.
Yeah, after 50 Cent came on as a part owner, like everyone's like, "Fuck this, I'm gone."
Yeah, I don't really understand that either. And I was also kind of surprised that that was that early that the 30 was just gone from the track and Kligerman was asked out of a ride. BK Racing is another team that I really don't see lasting long in Cup because really, who do they have? They have Cole Witt, which I'm sure he's going into the 34. You got 83 car, which I'm sure it'll be Yaley because Baby Truex isn't going to be in the 83. And then you got the 23 of Bowman. I'm guessing he's going to be back in the 23, but I haven't heard anything about BK Racing coming back on it. I don't even think they even have drivers finalized for this year. It's probably going to be Yaley for the 83, and then maybe Sorensen gets asked out of the 36 and he gets the 23 or the 83 or whatever. But yeah, I don't see TBR lasting long. I mean, I'm surprised they've lasted 6 years in Cup, let alone one. So hopefully Baldwin gets everything situated and that his Cup team doesn't close, but really doesn't look good for him.
All right, Sam Hornish and Eric Almirola have much in common. Both are family men are young fathers. Both still have something to prove, despite turning heads just to get where they are in their careers. And both are committed to making Richard Petty Motorsports a better, more elite organization. It's no wonder, then, that the pairing of the new RPM teammates Eric Almirola and Sam Hornish Jr. has all the makings of a dynamite, harmonious fit. It's also not surprising that Almirola, who is set to enter his fourth season with the organization, co-owned by NASCAR Hall of Famer and seven-time champion Richard Petty, encouraged RPM executives to give Hornish a serious look when the time came last year to find a driver for the company's second Sprint Cup Series entry in 2015. Hornish, an Indy 500 winner, three-time IndyCar Series champion, and 2003 Nationwide Series championship runner-up, ultimately got a nod to replace Marcos Ambrose, who decided to make his 2004 his final year in NASCAR and move back to his native Australia. When RPM officials announced in October that the Ford organization plans to Hornish to succeed Ambrose in the number 9 Ford for the 2015 season. Almirola enthusiastically approved. Hornish reached out to Almirola and with a few questions about the company before signing on the dotted line. The people at Richard Petty Motorsports definitely sought my opinion and asked my thoughts on the handful of drivers that they had options to go out and get, said Almirola in an exclusive interview with FoxSports.com. I thought all along that Sam would be a great addition to Richard Petty Motorsports. Almirola, who earned the organization's first berth in the chase for the Sprint Cup last season with his win in July race in Daytona, wasn't surprised that a driver of Hornish caliber would find RPM to be an attractive destination. I think it just validates a lot of what we've done over the past couple of years, Almirola said. You have a race to a team like ours that has continued to grow from basically nothing. It was 4 years ago that they had just basically come out of bankruptcy, and so they have grown their race team back to a winning race team. A race team that can compete at the upper level of the sport, and getting a guy like Sam proves that. I think people want to be involved with Richard Petty Motorsports. Good for him.
Well, yeah, I think Amarola and Hornish are going to be good teammates. Not to say that Ambrose and Amarola weren't good teammates because they definitely looked like they were having fun as teammates. But I think Amarola and Hornish being teammates are going to bring the best out of them in 2015. It's true. Hornish has kind of gotten the shit end of the stick. Being shafted from Penske after losing the championship to Silver Spoons. Not really losing it. NASCAR basically let Dillon have the championship because, we needed the 3 back in championship circle. We couldn't have champion win.
I didn't want to interrupt, but Silver Spoons numero dos got married during the holidays. Who cares?
Who, Brian Scott and his wife?
No, Dillon.
Well, I heard about that. I heard about Brian Scott, but yeah, who fucking cares about Ty? Even though I really don't like either Dillon brother, I'd rather have Ty over Austin because Austin's a fucking tool. Anyway, yeah, I think I still think it's bullshit that Hornish lost the championship in 2013 to Silver Spoons. NASCAR couldn't let Hornish with 1 win and Dillon having no wins. Like, who would have won the championship? Pretty sure Hornish would have if they hadn't let the caution go and then come through the pit road. Well, we already know that situation. So Hornish got shafted by Penske because of no sponsorship. I don't think that was the case. I think it was because he lost the championship and then couldn't have him back there. Also because of sponsorship issue. which is kind of weird because out of all the teams out there, you figured Penske would have enough money to get a fucking sponsor. So that's one of the things that kind of got to me a couple, when that was announced. Then
if we had millions of dollars, we would sponsor him. We would
Oh
sponsor
yeah,
him.
for sure. I wouldn't mind being a sponsor for Hornish. I mean, and he's a great driver. So if he ends up getting a top 5 or a win, I'd get some money out of it. So that's a plus to it. So he got picked up by Gibbs last year, ran the 54, got a win at Iowa, and it sucks because other than the win he had, most of his runs in the 54 were DNFs, blow-ups, whatever. And every time Kyle got on it, he fucking won every time. And that's the thing I never really understood either. Probably because Gibbs puts a shit ton of money in the 54 and give a fuck less about the 11, the 18, and the 20, and now Xfinity. And then you look at Almirola, what he's been through. I mean, got a ride with DEI early in the going, full part-time with Martin in 07 and 08. Got a full-time gig in 2009, but then, ooh, shit, no sponsors for the 8. So right after Bristol, they closed it down. Actually, no, I think they closed it after Martinsville. And then, Almirola got fucked out of a ride. Didn't really see him much in NASCAR after that. Got a ride with Phoenix Racing, then got a ride with Richard Petty Motorsports at the end of 2010 to replace Kane, who had already gone to to Team Red Bull. And then Almirola, after that, went back to trucks for a couple full seasons for Kyle's team, and then got the announcement, hey, you're going to Richard Petty Motorsports again, but it's a full-time gig. You're replacing Allmendinger. And that was great to see him do that. Really was expecting him to get a win in 2012 because he had some good runs here and there, just really hadn't had time to catapult it. Winning this year at Daytona was great, but it would have been better if it wasn't rained out. That was the buzzkill of the whole weekend. It was great to see a first timer at Daytona, but it was a bad one to see it under a rain shortened one. But I think Hornish and Almirola are going to be great teammates together. I'm pretty sure that they can get a win or two. I think Almirola can get 1 or 2 more wins, and Hornish. He might get an upset win at like Talladega, Daytona, or wherever. So I think RPM's going to do good in 2015.
Okay, Dakota Armstrong re-signed with Richard Petty Motorsports and is getting a new crew chief. Dakota Armstrong, who drove for his full NASCAR Xfinity Series season 2014 with RPM, will return as a full-time driver in 2015. Returning along with Armstrong, with 13 in points, is sponsored Winfield. Armstrong will have a new crew chief, however, as former Front Row Motorsports sprint crew chief Frankie Kerr takes over the role previously held by Philip Lopez, who has been promoted to the position of Operations Management, or RPM. Yay!
Good on Armstrong, but I'm really kind of surprised that he got a chance to drive it again this year. He really didn't do much of anything last year nationwide. He was just kind of there, kind of lagged around. It's like I was telling you guys in the messages earlier. I say give someone like Corey LaJoie a chance. He'd probably do better than Dakota Armstrong. But that's not to say that I'm not saying I don't like Dakota Armstrong. I just feel that he really hasn't proved much to be in the 43. Corey LaJoie's, he's a well-known ARCA driver. He's won some races. Don't really know where Dakota Armstrong fits in this whole thing. And the sponsor crew chief thing, I don't really know if that's going to help him much. If it does, that would be good for the 43 team because they really haven't shown much in nationwide. But who knows? They could take off and win and do what Chase Elliott did last year and win the championship. But that's just getting a little too ahead of ourselves.
Okay, you should go to the Dana Can't Drive page. I posted a new picture that Brad says, "Oh, I don't think. Oh, there's that girl. I think. Oh, there's a 30 place driver."
All right, let me look at that.
And you gotta read the comments that my friend and co-owner Mark's been putting on the page.
Okay, let me see. Dana Can't Drive Patrick. Phil message. He said, sorry guys, computer, internet, and Skype all fucked with me at once. I'm not feeling too great either. Hope the show is going well and I'll be...
Aww. We love you, Phil. Come to Bricktown.
Yeah, at least he told us, so I'm gonna say...
We were concerned.
Right.
We love you.
Hope you feel better, man.
Hug. love you, Phil. We love you. Let's all hug. Big group hug.
Yeah, big virtual hug.
Big virtual hug.
All right, so
Yeah,
I'm on the
yeah. He
page
did
right
sound.
now,
He
and
did
let's
sound
see.
sick, right? Yeah, he did sound sick. But we love you, Phil. And you
Yeah,
don't know
we'll
how
feel
much we're gonna say. We say that every day. I love you, love you, love you.
Okay, so I'm on the Danica Patrick Dry page. You told me to.
Okay. Oh my God, this Brian Foster guy says he said coming from the biggest prick on the track. All the other drivers walk by and they don't say there's that boy slash girl whatever that is. No, they say there's that little cocksucker. I hope he comes near me today. And then I go that this prick quote unquote you're talking about has more talent and heart for the sport than the hose beast. And he replies, I never said that. She's a fool. He's a tool. Then Marcos says the tool who looks like a fool with the holes in the ears.
Oh!
Then Brian posted a picture of Neil deGrasse Tyson drawing and says, "Watch out, we got a badass over here." And he replies, "Was that an insult?" And Mark goes, "No, but you're taking my money via welfare collection."
Oh my God!
Here's the thing, though. Mark is from Canada. I highly doubt there's welfare recipients in Canada.
Yeah, that's oh my God, that's pretty funny.
Brian's replied, I didn't see an insult there. And Mark goes, I wonder how mad you would be if I hooked a padlock to your earlobe.
Oh my God, that's perfect.
Brian replies, okay, because I don't have a full-time job 6 hours a week and a second job working 25 to 30. I'm the one stealing your welfare. Oh, okay, whatever, douchebag. I guess we figured out who the fool was, right? Fuck you. Must be a full horse fan. Mark goes, I've had a picture of Sky saying, I like offending people because I think people who get offended should be offended.
And then he posts a picture of the fawns going, hey, go fuck yourself. Who's offended? Just reading a jackass horse race fan get all puffy because I spoke my mind because I couldn't give a fuck what you think. Yeah, this is funny because I'm pretty sure this guy to me, this guy sounds like a troll he's a Danica fan and he just wants to go there and start shit. That's pretty much what it sounds like.
I was like laughing and like, oh my God, Mark, I love you like a little brother, but sometimes you can go. Sometimes he takes it a little too far. I'm like, you need to back up right there, honey.
Well, this guy was kind of a douche. I mean, he has Robin Williams as his profile picture, which isn't bad because Robin Williams was cool, but this guy sounds like a total dickhead. I mean, you know, he's saying Brad's a tool. Yeah, let's see. Which driver has a championship? Danica or Brad? Oh, yeah, that's why I thought Brad's got a championship. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God. The top 5 most anticipated sports NASCAR races 2015 by this is from a Popular Speed website, popularspeed.com. Oh, see, folks, when you have Comcast internet, it's very slow.
Hashtag well, I got Verizon internet, so I don't have to worry about that.
Hashtag fuck Comcast.
Hashtag thanks Xfinity.
Yeah. We can't get Fios in Breakdown because you bastards paid them off. Motherfuckers. Come on. Do. Okay. Finally. Alright. Matt Weaver wrote, the impending change of calendars is a signal that it's that time to stop looking back at 2014 and begin looking ahead at the 2000 NASCAR season. The annual NASCAR Media Tour is just a few weeks away, and the Daytona Speed Weeks is only a few weeks after that. The next few weeks is typically reserved for the predictions, hopes, and lists of all that dominate this news cycle, especially in regards for trying to predict the highlights for the upcoming season. This is one such list. Daytona 500. The Great American Race tops the list for reasons that should be obvious to everyone invested in the motorsport. If the impending return of NASCAR to Daytona 500 does not generate some excitement, this post may have been discovered on accident. Mudsummer Classic at Eldora. Like a fine wine, the Mudsummer Classic at Eldora Speedway is getting better with age. The first 2 years of dirt racing at the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series has produced the best action this season for any division for the 2 years running. A third year of understanding the dynamics of racing trucks on dirt that should only make the 2015 even better. Bristol Night Race. The autumn night race at the Thunder Alley may be the greatest spectacle that NASCAR has to offer. The Coliseum setting, bright lights, flare tempers, and chase implications have come together in recent seasons to present the best racing of the entire year. The past 3 years have all maintained the trends with close finishes, helmet tossing, and the most entertaining variation of NASCAR racing, short tracking. Richmond. The 2004 season was a strange one for the Richmond International Raceway. Typically, it's in the fall race due to the placement near the end of the regular season, chase implications, and general short track temperament that provides the fireworks. Sonoma Racing. Sonoma Raceway. Road course racing has become the new short track in modern day NASCAR with sport, increasingly becoming a television product. As a result, the discipline has become one of the more discussed and desired form of racing that NASCAR comprised of, especially in regards to the summer stop at the Sonoma Waste Range in California.
Woo. Well, honestly, I agree with Daytona and Eldora. Eldora, it is getting better with age, and that's probably the best truck race of the year. Because let's look at the other tracks we go to. Martinsville, yeah, Martinsville, it's fun sometimes when Kyle Busch is fucking out there dominating. Daytona seems to be getting better in the night in that race than it would be the nationwide race. Seems like the nationwide race is more boring than the truck races. I don't know what the hell I'm still saying nationwide. It's fucking Xfinity now. I need to start saying that. With the 500, of course, that's the biggest race of the year. It's the first race of the year, and it's the one that pays the most money. So of course, everyone's going to be excited about it. Sears Point, well, it's kind of 50-50. It depends on who's leading, how long the green flags are, what racing are we having. If it's going to be like 2013 Sears Point where there's nothing going on, then I don't know why it's even on the list. I'm pretty glad that all the boring tracks that wasn't on there, like Dover or Chicago, weren't on there. So I'm glad they kept those names off of it. Bristol at night is probably like the one of the only good races in Cup anymore. It seems like even the spring race in Bristol seems to be more boring than usual. So. Yeah, that top five seems to be pretty accurate, except for the 6 Sears Point. Really don't know how that fits on there.
All right, 5 drivers who will make 2000 who made the 2004 chase but will miss the 2000 chase. Number 1 will be Eric Almirola. Number 2, Kurt Busch. Number 3, Biffle. 4th, Hamlin, and 5, Ryan Newman. I would have to say Newman's gonna make the chase. Hamlin's going to make the chase, and I think Biffle, but Kurt Busch and Almirola will not make it.
Well, I predicted this. I think Kurt's gonna get back in with a couple wins. Figure 2014 was the shit year, except getting the win at Martinsville. That was a big win for us Kurt Busch fans. Drivers I really don't see making it. Biffle's number 1. Then you have Allmendinger, as much as I love him, I really don't see him getting back to victory lane this year. Hamlin will make the chase. I figure 2015 will be better for him than 2014. I mean, he is paired with fucking Dave Rogers, so that might actually work. I really don't see Casey getting chase this year. Look at him. He runs like shit every year. He only got into the chase because of that magic win in Atlanta, so I really don't see it happening again this year. We're really surprising that that Newman was on that list because Newman was consistent all year long last year, and I believe that a win's coming this year. He's going to get rid of that monkey off his back. He's going to get back to victory lane. Don't know when, don't know where, but it's going to happen soon. We just don't know when. That's a pretty weird list, though. But only thing I could agree on that list would probably be Kurt not making it, because out of all of them, Kurt and Biffle, I should say, I really don't see him making it if that's the case.
All right, Fix Sports has an article on 10 predictions for the 2015 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series season. Junior won't miss a beat without Steve Letarte. Race easy, Junior Nation. Greg Gives, the new man atop Dale Jr.'s pit box in a Nationwide Series 2004 champion crew chief with Chase Elliott, will help NASCAR's most popular driver pick up right where he left off with crew chief Steve Letarte last season? No. Highly doubt that.
No, it's not gonna happen. Junior's that was Junior's last Magic season. Greg Isaac. It doesn't matter who you pair Junior with. The fact that he was able to win 4 races a year ago is a fucking miracle. And the fact that he actually stayed in the chase and didn't get eliminated till Talladega, that was also a fucking miracle. It's like I like Junior. I mean, I don't want to make people think I'm a Junior hater, but Junior Nation really needs to stop with the moonshine and just realize that their driver isn't going to win a fucking championship, regardless of who they put him with. Great guys, they might get a win, yeah, but they won't fucking have the magic season they had last year. And if they don't win a race this year, I won't be surprised either.
Okay, Brad Keselowski will keep making enemies. NASCAR resident Bad Boy ticked off competitors at an alarming rate in 2014 and made no real apologies along the way. Moreover, the repercussions of his actions were minor, relatively speaking. There's therefore no good reason to expect a calmer bad Brad in 2015. Good, keep on making enemies. We'll still support you.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that people are saying that he's like everyone's starting to say, oh, he's the most hated driver in NASCAR. You really want to go there? Do you really want to go there? Because yeah, you really don't. Let's see, Johnson, Kyle, maybe. No. The people who hate on Brad, oh, he's too aggressive. Oh, he's a dickhead. Oh, he's a tool. No, he wants a fucking win, and he's going to go get it. He's not going to be like Kyle and fucking whine about it when he doesn't get a win. Or he's not going to be like Johnson and pussy his way through the win and then have his crew chief and his team fucking cheat to win the race. Like, whoop-de-fucking-do. If he makes enemies, so be it. I mean, every great driver there has made enemies once or twice. I mean, look at Senior. Senior's made a couple enemies out there, and people still supported him. Look at Gordon. People hated Gordon, and he still managed to win championships and all this shit. Look at Tony Stewart. 3 championships, all this other shit. He's got fought with Kurt Busch, ironically now his teammate. He's fought with Jimmy Johnson, not surprising. And he's fought with a whole slew of other drivers. So what if Brad makes a couple more enemies along the way? That's still not going to hamper his performance this year. I mean, granted, he won't have 6 wins like he did last year, or nearly as much, but he'll still have a chance to make the chase and try to contend for the championship. So if Brad makes some more enemies on the way, whoop-de-fucking-do. I'm still going to support him. I don't give a shit what Brad does. It's going to take a lot for me not to support Brad, and it doesn't look like any of that's going to happen.
The day that I stop supporting Brad is the day he signs with Fat Bell and his crew.
Yeah, I mean, look at Brad did. He left Hendrick for Penske and won championships.
Because basically he was supposed to get the number 5 car, but instead Fat Bell chose Mark Martin, and thank God for Penske picking him up, because if it wasn't for Penske, Brad would be fucked.
Yeah, probably. I mean, look at the drivers who Hendrick fucked over the years. He fucked over Ricky Craven, and mostly because Craven got injured and wasn't able to finish the rest of most of the '98 season and was fucked for 1999. Then you look at Brian Vickers. He left Hendrick because he was tired of all the bullshit and wanted to go somewhere else. And look at where he ended up. He ended up in one of the most shittiest teams in NASCAR. And Ken Schrader got 2-3 wins for the 25, 4 wins I should say, my bad, and then got screwed over. So Brad did a good thing by leaving Penske. I applaud Penske for taking him in and getting him better. I mean, if Penske didn't pick him up, Brad probably would have been racing in his own trucks and not doing anything, which would suck. So good on Brad for making that decision. And in the back to the article, if you enemies next year, then fuck it. Who cares?
And also, Hendrick scoovered Tim Richard because of his because he had AIDS.
Yeah, exactly. And then, what happened with Tim Richmond? What happened with Tim Richmond? It really wasn't. It wasn't Hendrick fucking him over. It was the AIDS taking over his immune system and destroying it and killing him. That's why he wasn't able to compete. But yeah, well, that's probably the only thing that Rick Hendrick didn't do to fuck over his drivers. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if Tim had managed to live through it, Hendrick would have fucked him over anyway. So fuck him.
Yeah, wear condoms, folks. That's all I gotta say. Jimmy Johnson will make run at championship number 7. A season after winning only 4 races and finishing career first 11th in the standings, Jimmy Johnson should rebound in Jimmy Johnson-like fashion by being a consistent frontrunner and a contender for a record.
What do you expect? It's fixed sports. Of course they're gonna suck his dick and say he's gonna win the championship this year. Hey, we predicted he was gonna win in 2013, and that's what he did. Oh, I wonder. Like, good fucking Christ, of course.
Oh
like,
my God.
Jimmy Johnson's gonna win the championship this year. I mean, he didn't do anything in 2014. What the fuck?
I work at a supermarket, and on Mondays and Tuesdays, these special needs high school students always come in and food shop because there's learning how to be on their own and all that good and the kind of stuff. A couple weeks ago, I saw one of the students wearing a Jimmy Johnson shirt. I kept my mouth shut. I did not say anything.
Oh God. We're probably gonna lose a lot of fans when I say, but fucking Christ, that's the extent of Jimmy Johnson's race fans right there. I mean, fucking article.
Oh my God.
Look at what they did last year. Oh, Jimmy Johnson's gonna win the championship this year. Hey, guess who won? Harvick. Guess where Johnson finished? 11th. Who was wrong? Like they can predict all they want. Johnson ain't gonna win the fucking championship. He's done. I mean, after 2013, I honestly believe that was his last effort to win the championship. And by effort, I mean Rick Hendrick paying off NASCAR to let them have the championship. He's not going to win the fucking championship this year. He can win races, sure, but he's not going to contend for the fucking championship. If he does win the championship, which I hope to fucking Christ it doesn't happen, I am officially done with Sprint Cup. I'm never watching it again. I don't give a fuck. I'll keep up with it, but I won't watch it. That's just what's going to happen.
So you won't be on our show. So you're going to say, so if Fucktard wins his 7th championship, you're going to come on our show and probably say, I'm done. I'm not watching it anymore. I'm done for being part of the show.
No, I'll still be a part of the show, but I won't watch the fucking races anymore because there's no point in watching it if Johnson wins his 7th and tries to go for that record-breaking 8th. Ain't going to happen.
I think we should do is if he wins, one of us should record. One of us should buy his flag at a Goodwill store or something. Film it, burn it, and film it on TV. Film it and post it on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I had it about a year ago, or no, 2 years ago, before the championship race at Homestead. I forgot I had bought a Jimmy Johnson diecast in 2007. I was 13. I didn't hate the fucker yet. So then I found it. I'm like, ooh, a Johnson diecast. I got a hammer and beat the fuck out of it and destroy it. So that was supposed to be the little voodoo doll kind of thing to make him lose the championship. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But who knows? If I buy a Jimmy Johnson diecast Daytona and set it on fire, who knows? Maybe it'll actually blow up. Who knows?
What? You're going to a little race in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I'm going to the Cup weekend, and not sure if I'm going to the Xfinity weekend, but I'm going to go to the Cup race, and I think I'm going to be sitting in the same spot I did last year. It'll be awesome. I'm glad I'm not going to California anymore because ACS is fucking boring as shit. I don't know why.
Phil and I are probably. I want to go to Pocono or Watkins Glen. I'm trying to persuade Phil to take me with him, but
Well, you might be in for a borefest because Pocono tends to be one of the most boring tracks on the circuit. But if you guys get to hang out, go to the races, then by all means, go for it. It's too bad I can't go.
We'll probably record with a special episode. I don't know what Phil wants. It depends on the money situation, our crappy jobs and our money. Let's go back to the list. Jeff Gordon will finally win the 5th title and retire. The 2014 season was arguably Jeff Gordon's best since 2001, the year of his last championship. After just missing out on being part of the championship 4, Gordon will have added motivation to go all the way in 2015. And when he does, he will likely retire, despite no indication of such plans, to open a seat at Hendrick Motorsports for Chase Elliott. Maybe.
Well, honestly, I'm a big Gordon. Gordon's my number 1 next to Brad. Actually, Gordon and Brad are tied for my number 1 drivers. So I kind of support that part of the article because, I would love to see Gordon get his 5th championship. And even though if he did get his 5th championship this year, he probably still wouldn't retire. He'd probably still go out there and try to get another one. So hopefully Gordon does get another championship. But, I figured after last year losing the championship, I figured that it would just be kind of a low blow, and then 2015 wouldn't do much for him. That he'd go for a couple wins, but really wouldn't amount to getting the championship. So hopefully Gordon does good this year, gets the championship, or at least contends for it, and unlike his fucking piece of shit teammate. So we'll see what happens.
All right, Danica Patrick won't make major improvements. Despite posting a career-high 3 top 10 finishes in 2014, Danica Patrick didn't make the quantum leap that some observers expected. On the heels of a rest finish in 2014, and with her crew chief situation 2015 still not finalized, actually it is. It's doubtful that the coming year will produce a major performance bump for the GoDaddy girl. Duh.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this. Is Danica gonna improve? No. Is Danica gonna win? Ha! What kind of drugs are you on? And 3, is Danica gonna get another top 5? No. Not even at Talladega or Daytona. Not gonna happen. Who the fuck do these people think Danica's gonna do? Go out there and win? Go out there and finish decent every fucking week? No. Just because she finished 6th at Atlanta because of those lucky cautions? No. That was just pure luck why Danica finished 6th at Atlanta. She ain't gonna do shit. I'll be surprised if she's even in NASCAR by 2016, which she probably will be, considering that she blows the people at GoDaddy to tell her to keep sponsoring her, and probably people at Stuart Haas to keep her in the 10 car. So, not really surprised, but hopefully Danica runs like shit this year because she really isn't gonna do nothing. We all know that.
Okay, Roush Fenway Racing struggles will continue. With its easy, most remarkable, and arguably most talented driver, Carl Edwards, no longer part of the company, Roush Fenway Racing is likely to head for another tough season in 2005 after only winning twice with Edwards in 2014. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep, it's every year that Roush Fenway is in NASCAR that it just gets worse. Since Kenseth left at the end of 2012, we all knew that was the end. And the only saving grace at Fenway was Edwards. And now that Edwards is gone, they're fucked, basically. Stenhouse ain't going to do nothing. Richard's going to wreck. How Richard? This probably would be a great moment if Phil was here. He'd say, "Oh, Richard," in his great Richard voice.
I missed that. I was.
Yeah, I know that'd be a great part for this article. Richard ain't gonna do shit. He's gonna hit the wall. Biffle ain't gonna do shit. He's gonna finish like shit in the points. He ain't gonna win. He ain't gonna do nothing. Bane is the only guy that could actually do something.
But he has MS, and his health is probably not doing that great. So hopefully he'll probably at least get a win or two, maybe.
I say out of those two, between himself and Biffle and Richard, he'll probably be the first to get a win out of all of them, because let's face it, Biffle's gone. He's going to be gone by the end of 2015 or 16 or 17. He won't be in NASCAR much longer. Richard ain't going to win unless if it's a rained out race or something. So it's going to be a miracle if any racer in my car can actually win and make the chase this year, or to even be in NASCAR at all by the end of next year.
Okay, give me 1 second. Well, 1 second. Kyle Larson will make the chase, win a race. Coming from a memorable rookie campaign in which he defied all expectation by netting 3 second-place finishes and nearly making the chase, Kyle Larson seems all but destined to reach NASCAR playoffs and victory lane in his sophomore season.
Well, yeah, they're actually right about that. This just talking about Larson winning a race just takes me back to what David posted in the page about this dumbass saying that Dylan would win a race before Larson. I'm like, what kind of fucking drugs are you smoking? Like, seriously. Larson will make the chase. He'll win a race, and he'll more than likely run better than McMurray. That's going to be a given. As much as I like McMurray, and I'm a McMurray fan, we all know that Larson's the superior driver. I say Larson gets 2 to 3 wins, makes the chase, and actually competes for the championship. That's what I say. He'll actually do better than that punk ass Austin Dillon. That's for sure. And how he's still in the 30 is beyond me.
Ryan Newman won't be among championship four. Just call it a curse of the runner-up. In any case, it's been a long, long time since a driver who finished second in the Sprint Cup standings was able to match or surpass the results the following year. Expect Ryan Newman, who was winless in 2014, to be no different.
Well, I will agree on one part of the article that he won't be part of the championship four, but not winning, I don't agree with. He's been nearly out of victory lane for 2 years. He had a great season and had chances and had somewhat of a chance to win a race. He probably would have won at Homestead if there was a couple more laps. He had a real fast car, but there was no beating Harvick that night. You know, it's going to come a time where Newman will get back to victory lane. He will win a race. It's just a matter of where and when. But yeah, he won't be a part of the championship four. That's definite. That's actually true.
Tony Stewart will return to victory lane. For the first time in his lengthy career, Tony Stewart to fail to win a race in 2014. But with the no immediate plans to race a sprint car again, the three-time championship considerably fewer distractions in 2015 that he has had in the past 2 years.
I honestly think that Stewart's glory days are gone. There's no winning championships. He could win another race, but he's not gonna perform like he did in 2011 when he won the championship, or in 2012 when he at least got a decent amount of wins in 2012. It sucks as a Stewart fan knowing that he's on his way out, and the Kevin Ward situation is definitely still inside him. There's no denying that it's going to play a pivotal part in how he runs in 2015. So it sucks, but it's the truth. He's not really going to do much in 2015.
All right, Brian France was on MRN this couple hours ago. He was interviewed about this season. He was asked by a fan about the ring tracks with safer barriers. He goes, "I'm in favor of safer barriers whenever they need to be." France said, "If that's the whole racetrack, that's fine. If it's just to put them when there's no impact, that doesn't make a lot of sense to us. That's how we view it. It's always under review. We typically do ask quite a bit of safer barriers depending on which venue every year." Okay.
It's just Brian France trying to sound PC and try to sound like he's actually trying to make NASCAR better. But we all know his plan. He's manipulating people to destroy NASCAR for him. So fuck Brian France.
Because Chuck was trying to call it was basically a fan calling them. Chuck was on the phone with MRN. They pre-screened him, and he goes, he asked a question about attendance and ratings being down, and he's like, "I'll be shocked they put me on," but they hung up on him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So because Chuck was probably telling them the fucking what's up, and they didn't like it. That's probably what happened.
Yeah. Well, one more news item. NASCAR's crew chief adjusts his flare skirts. Give it a second to load. One of the bigger talking points in terms of the cars found in the 2004 NASCAR season has to do with flare skirts. Through the 2004 NASCAR season, fan notices more and more each week that the drivers and teams were flaring out the side skirts. Despite the flare skirts becoming more and more common as the season progressed, NASCAR never made it an issue. Recently, NASCAR crew chief Booty Barker sat down with NASCAR Illustrated to talk about the topic of flare skirts. Below are the comments that Baker made. "We flare the skirt out to increase the car's downforce and side force. They are big hitters on just planting the car more. I use the term capability. A car has two limitations on how fast it can go: the driver and its capability. When you flare out the sides like that, you're adding downforce, you're adding capability to the car. It can physically run faster because it sticks more. How can we get away with it? NASCAR's not blind. They know we're doing it. You have to go through an initial inspection in a certain way, and for whatever reason, They have to deem it acceptable for us to do those things during the race, and we aren't suffering the consequences afterwards. Now, will they want? Well now with they won, they go. This has gotten ridiculous, and we have to stop this. That's really their decision, and we won't know what's too far is until one of us does it. So that's what happens. We just keep pushing the limit until somebody kind of establish what the limit is.
Well, the flare skirts is a it's I really didn't understand the whole flare skirt situation beforehand. This is Booty Barker. He's a great crew chief and he's a good personality for NASCAR, and he certainly doesn't sugarcoat shit, and that's another reason why I like him. So it's kind of a meh subject to be on. You never know, like if it's a good thing to talk about or a bad thing to talk about. Well, the only way to see what this will do is how the cars perform in at Daytona. If they perform like shit like the first 10 races of the year, then we're in for a pretty shitty season.
Okay. You want to talk about Kid Rock being selected to perform the pre-race show of the Daytona 500 or no?
Uh, honestly, about the whole Kid Rock thing, I'd rather see Kid Rock than what we saw last year. I even forget who played for Daytona last year. Who the fuck did play for Daytona last year? I don't even remember.
No, I don't know, but yeah, I'm not a Kid Rock fan. I don't want to even discuss it. This is.
I like Kid Rock. He's cool. I've kind of liked his music. It's all right. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. So it's definitely better than hearing that all this new pop country bullshit. Rather have Kid Rock than over Luke Bryan and those fucking retards.
Okay. Do we have anything else to talk about, or that's about it?
I'm thinking that's it. I mean, we covered all the basics.
Yeah, it was like a two. It's like mostly news that we haven't had in like 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, I know it's we're kind of rusty. We're just getting back in the groove again. So maybe next week we'll have a lot more news items.
Yeah, we discussed. Phil probably like, oh, why do they have to cover that story? Why do they have to do that? Like, oh.
Yeah, he'll probably be watching the show and be like, God damn it, they just couldn't last a whole fucking episode of NASCAST without mentioning Danica or Fix Pack.
Yeah.
Phil probably be like, you know what? I'm kind of glad I wasn't on the rest of the show.
Yeah, it's all right though. We love him.
Yeah.
We are proud members of the Geeks of the Industry podcast network. There are 9. How many net podcasts again, Adam?
9.
Very good. There's a flagship show, Geeks of the Industry. There is Geeks on Films if you like movies. Sleeve Notes if you like music. And there's 3. How many wrestling shows are there, Adam?
3.
Very good. There is Mega Powers Radio, Wrestling with Smut, and Pro Wrestling Nation. And if you like video games, there's Kirk Glitch International. And if you like just a podcast where everybody shoots the shit, that's Chatastrophe. My Twitter handle is at Elizabeth Moxley. I am not safe for work. Facebook.com/groups/NASCAST 500 is our group page. You can post anything you want. Just be respectful. Be respectful to other members. If you want to go to the main page, Facebook.com/groups/GFDI. Same. Get along. Please get along with people. Don't be disrespectful. That's all. Our Twitter handle is at NASCAST 500. We try to update that page as much as possible. But Adam.
I'm on various social media sites. I'm on YouTube a lot. www.youtube.com/user/SunnyBurnett1988. I'm also on Facebook. I'm on there every day, ranting about everything. And if you're into rants about shit that a lot of people don't like to talk about when it comes to touchy subjects or whatever, www.facebook.com/AdamLesmanOnAWriter. I'm also on Twitter at the Desert Bandit. I don't go on there much. I don't have any followers. Half of them are fake profiles. So it'd be cool if I had some new followers to look up to. So that's it.
Phil's Twitter handle is at Philip G. Matthew. That's 1 T in Matthew, not 2 T's. He just retweets about motorsports and other kinds of sports. Well, that's being said, for the missing Phil, please come back next week. For Adam, I'm Elizabeth Moxley. You guys have a nice day.
I know she says she wants me. I hear it every day. And I know she knows it keeps me. Well, there ain't no other way. But she's got a heart that be made of stone. 'Cause when I tell her that she'll miss me when I'm gone, she says, who said I would? She knows it ain't easy for a simple boy like me. She fills me full of loving, then she sets me free. But she's got a heart